When Julius Fabricius, sub-prefect of the Weald, in the days of Diocletian, owned our lower river field, he called to him Hobdenius, a Briton of the clay, saying, "What about that river face for laying into hay?" And the aged Hobden answered, "I remember as a lad, my father told your father that she wanted draining bad, and the more that you neglect her, the less you'll get her clean. Have it just as you've a mind to, but if I was you, I'd drain." So they drained it long and crossways in the lavish Roman style, till we find among the river drifts their flakes of ancient tile, and in droughty middle August, when the bones of meadows show, we can trace the lines they followed 1600 years ago. Well, Julius Fabricius died, as even prefects do, and after certain centuries, imperial Rome died too. Then did robbers enter Britain from across the northern main, and our lower river field was won by Ogier the Dane. Well could Ogier work his warboats, well could Ogier wield his brand. Much he knew of foaming waters, not so much of farming land. So he called to him a Hobden of the old unaltered blood, saying, "What about that river field? It doesn't look no good." And the aged Hobden answered, "'Tain't for me to interfere, but I've known that piece of meadow now for 55 year. Have it just as you've a mind to, but I've proved it time on time. If you wants to change her nature, you have got to give her lime." Ogier sent his wains to Lewis, 20 hours solemn walk, and drew back great abundance of the cool grey healing chalk, and old Hobden spread it broadcast, never heeding what was in't, which is why, when cleaning ditches now and then we finds a flint. Ogier died, his sons grew English, Anglo-Saxon was their name, until out of blossomed Normandy another pirate came. Then Duke William conquered England and divided with his men, and our lower river field he gave to William of Warren. But the brook, you know her habits, rose one rainy autumn night, and tore down sodden flitches of the banks both left and right. So said William to his bailiff as they rode their dripping rounds, "Hob, what about that river ditch? The brook's got up no bounds." And the aged Hobden answered, "'Tain't my business to advise, but you might have known 'twould happen from the way the valley lies. If you can't hold back the water, then you's best to save the soil. Have it just as you've a mind to, but if I was you, I'd spile." So they spiled along the watercourse with trunks of willow trees, planks of elm behind them, and immortal oak and knees. And when the spates of autumn swirl the gravel beds away, you can see their faithful fragments, iron hard in iron clay. George I Quinti Anno Septo, I who own the river field, am fortified by title deeds, attested, signed and sealed, guaranteeing me my assigns, my executors and heirs, all sorts of powers and profits which are neither mine nor theirs. I have rights to chase and warren as my dignity requires. I can fish, but Hobden tickles. I can shoot, but Hobden wires. I repair, but he reopens certain gaps which men allege have been used by every Hobden since a Hobden swapped a hedge. Shall I dog his morning progress through the track betraying dew, demand his dinner basket into which my pheasant flew, confiscate his evening faggots under which my conies ran, and summons him to judgment? I would sooner summons Pan, for his dead are in the churchyard 30 generations laid. Their names were all in history when Doomsday Book was made, and the passion and the piety and prowess of his line are seeded, rooted, fruited in some land the law calls mine. Not for any beast that burrows, not for any bird that flies, would I lose his good sound counsel, miss his keen amending eyes. He is bailiff, woodsman, wheelwright, field surveyor, engineer, and if flagrantly a poacher, 'tain't for me to interfere. Hob, what about that river piece? I ask of him again, with Fabricius and Ogier and William of Warren. Have it just as you've a mind to, but, and here he takes command, for whoever pays the taxes, old Hobden owns the land.